Hi folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my latest purchase, this pile of junk. I found it on a farm dispersal auction and I think it might have been the cheapest Land Rover available, well a Defender anyway, at the moment. It didn't actually look as good as what it does now, and I know that's saying something because it looks absolutely terrible. When I found it, it was basically sitting in a field, no wheels, missing a swivel and hub and everything. Me and a friend of mine went there, put the hub back on swivel, fitted the wheels, loaded it up on a trailer and dragged it back here. Now, the problem is, it looks pretty rough. And where my workshop isn't where I live, it's actually at my parents' place. And they're away on holiday at the moment. So I need to get this thing kind of looking slightly better before they get back from holiday. Because I'm sure they're going to be extremely pleased with the latest pile of junk that's just rocked up at the house. I've got no idea what I'm going to do with it. I basically chucked a bid on an auction. It was the lowest bid and nobody else bid, so I won it. So yeah, I've now been left with this piece of junk. But it's not all that bad. I know it looks terrible, but there's a lot of good bits in it. It's an old farm vehicle. It's actually never had an MOT in its life. It's been on a farm all its days. It's actually quite low miles, 79,000 miles. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm guessing it's low miles but high hours, probably sat in a field idling. So the plan today is just to kind of make it look a little bit less organic, and I might even try and start it. It's got an old TD engine in it, 2.5 TD, so that's pre-TDI. Not the greatest engine in the world, but still got some useful bits on it. Don't know if it runs. I know nothing about this. Unfortunately, the guy who did own it, he passed away, and his brothers were just selling everything off in an auction, a whole bunch of Land Rovers. And this one was the roughest Land Rover sitting there. So yeah, let's have a look around it. Let's see how bad it is. There's the auction tag, auction lot number 1313. It's either going to be double bad luck or maybe the two 13s will cancel each other out and it'll be good luck. But yeah, as you can see, loads of organic growth on it. Nature's doing a fine job at trying to claim it back. Old wheel nuts and bits in there. Seats are a bit crispy, but the frames are still good. I'll be able to maybe even use these frames in my Series 3. Now, the main reason I did actually bid on this was because it's got a lovely dash. Nobody's cut speaker holes in it or cut out the center for a center console. Yeah, 79,000. Could be genuine. And it probably is, because what happens with these old vehicles is they end up on a farm and they don't do a lot of miles, but they do a lot of hours just sitting while the farmer's tending to his sheep. Nothing exciting here. We've got the toolkit, which is great because my 90 is missing all that sort of stuff. That's what I was kind of thinking with this, is that this thing will offer up a lot of bits to put my 90 right. Again, lots more organic growth on there. If I do break this, the roof, sides and the tub will give me more than what I've got invested in this pile of junk. Turbo. Yeah, not the greatest turbo in the world, but better than a 2.5 NA, I suppose. In the back here, we've got a load of junk. We've got the prop shaft. The rear prop shaft is missing the front one. Can't see that in there. Got the calipers. I pulled these off. I just cut them off because they were dangling. Bunch of old tools, hammerhead, a hoe. Need a new hoe. And we've got the grill, which is good. And it's not broken, so I can chuck that back on, make it look slightly better. I don't think that's going to do much. But yeah, I'll get all this junk cleared out. Rear cross member is shot. Yep, I think that's the least of its worries. Down this side, it's all pretty straight. A couple of dings, but not too bad. I need to pressure wash all this stuff off of it. Seat's not bad. A bird's nest up there. A load of other miscellaneous junk. I wonder if the aircon still works. Oh, it does. Yeah, there you go. Oh, are you gonna close? There we go. Now, I've got no idea how long this thing has been off the road. I know the last V5 change was in 2005. Oh, there we go. This paper says 2002. But yeah, the guys I bought it from said his brother bought it and basically parked it under a tree and left it. And then just started robbing bits off of it for another 110 that was sitting there. Fortunately, the bonnet's got a kink in it, but I might know someone who can straighten that for me. Front panel's good. Yeah. Let's have a look at the chassis. That's its worst bit. As you can see from the big chunks of rust lying on the floor there. So there's that bit's rotted out. It's all rotten along there. Battery box is gone, which is to be expected, and it's rotted there. And it's pretty much the same on the other side, I think. So yeah, I've got to be careful it doesn't actually snap in half and ruin a load of panels. Let's have a look here. Yep, we've got a nice big gaping hole there. That box is long gone as well. And that's not that bad. You can see where they picked it up with the forks and it just started collapsing in there. And oh, we've got some bird nest there. Well, they've long been evicted, I think. But yeah, the chassis scrap on it. But panel works good. Dash is good, which is what I really wanted, like I said. Let's have a look under the bonnet. Oh, you're gonna stay up there. One now. Right, there we go. Sorry, trying to prop up the bonnet and film, not the easiest. And what we've got there is a very, very greasy looking TD engine. Like I said, the bulkhead, that needs new footwells, but the top of it is pretty solid. This engine looks like it's been breathing pretty heavily. Yeah, it wasn't my goal to do anything with this engine, but it is still useful for bits. You could actually build a 2.5 petrol out of that, which I've got in my Series 3. So, you know, there's another decent block there, crank, rods. So yeah, I could use those for bits and build another 2.5, maybe even a 2.8. But yeah, I don't know what the chances are of this thing firing a life. You know, I don't even know if it was a runner before it was parked. But we'll try. We'll chuck a battery on it and see if it catches fire. Right, look at the pressure washer. Right, before I actually do break out the pressure washer, I suppose I better get all this rubbish out of it. There is a lot of it. Actually, those are pretty toast. Yeah. Just chuck it on then. Right, so there we go. She's all cleaned up and she looks mint. Well, maybe not mint, but it looks a whole lot better than what it did. Actually cleaned up all right. A lot of good usable bits here, if I do break it. But now onto the fun bit. I want to see if I can at least get it running. I definitely can't get it driving. It's got no drive shafts, prop shafts on it. And there's no clutch. And I don't feel like spending any money just to get it to drive. I don't really think it will drive because I think if I took it around the field, the chassis would definitely snap in half. Anyway, let's get the bonnet open and we'll see if it wants to play. I really should have hoping I get any water inside there when I was blasting it. Should have covered up that turbo, but water going there, it doesn't matter, I don't really care. Right, so first things first, what I'm gonna do, suppose, check the oil. Yep, slightly low, but it's got enough. Next up, see if she turns over. Get a socket. She could be seized. Oh, I know. I'm gonna lie down in the sludge. Yeah, she's moving. There we go. She's a bit tight at first. See if I can give it a full turn. And we've got still compression, which is good. Yeah, she turned. Good. I'll bring you in a bit closer so you can have a look what's going on. Right, so there she is. She's quite a greasy engine. I think a lot of that is, I can see the gasket, those rocker covers kind of hanging out over here. So I'd imagine that's where all that splatter has come from, which has probably saved the bulkhead quite a lot. I've also noticed it's missing its alternator, which means the water pump isn't going to spin. So if it does start, it won't be able to run it for that long, but it should be all right. A little bit of water did get here, but I don't know if it would have gone down into the turbo, but like I say, if it does, it does. Check if it's got any water. Yep, put that back up here actually. Now, I don't think I'm going to get too fancy with this. I'm basically just going to put a battery in it and see if it turns over. And if it does, I think I'm just going to spray some Easy Start down the turbo and see if she barks into life. Yeah, I don't really want to get my hands too dirty on this one. We'll see what happens. Right, first things first, let's get this back off. And hopefully there's enough of a battery tray left to actually get a battery in there. Looking great. Positive, negative. Yeah, I'll bring you in. There's not really... I can maybe sit it on that half. There's still half a battery box left, kind of. There's the state of what we've got left as a battery box. Definitely the battery won't sit there. Actually, I'll get rid of that. I don't need any bits hanging. Maybe I can rest the battery up there and wedge it up there with something. See what I can do. Right, so this is the plan. Got a battery up my Defender, and I got a big lump of cardboard. Hopefully that will be enough to wedge it in there. spanner. Good enough. Oh, we've got some sparks. Now, I don't hear anything running. Fan's not running. Probably seized anyway. Now I've just got to spend a bit of time just having a look, just making sure that nothing is catching on fire. Also having a bit of a smell. So far, it looks like the smoke's staying inside the wires. Yep, nothing sizzling. I think what we'll do is just twist the key and see if she'll start. Or at least turn over. See what happens when I turn this key on. Oh, it does turn. Fuel light's coming on, but no other lights. Battery light's not on. Oh, it doesn't have an alternator on it. Yeah, just the fuel light. The gauge isn't doing anything either. I'll try it anyway. Oh, sounded like she was actually offering to go there. Jumping out of there, a load at the back as well. A load coming out of the airbox as well. I think she's tired. Yeah, but she's running. That's great. Every orifice on the plate. That's why I didn't really want to get too deep into the thing. That's enough. Oof. Yeah, she's a bit smoky. Oh well, I wasn't expecting her to start up that easily. She's a smoky old thing, but actually, once she started warming up a bit, she actually seemed to sound alright. Now, I could put a new gasket on there, I've got one inside, but I can't actually see myself doing anything with this engine. Like I said, it's not going to drive at the moment because it's got no drive shafts in there. The clutch isn't working, and I'm not going to spend any more money on this thing, change the master and the slave cylinder, just to see if it'll drive up the driveway and back. But I'm happy she runs. At least I can say she's a runner. So yeah, quite chuffed with that. Also don't really want to, she's filthy. I could give it a power wash under here, but there's not much point. All that oil's actually protecting it from rusting even more, so I'm just going to leave this as it is. At least I know it runs. If I want to do anything with this block and stuff later on, I can. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that, I think. Yeah, but good old girl. Right, so there we go. She's been cleaned up. She runs, and yeah, she looks a lot better than when I first bid on it at that auction. But yeah, it's not hard to just make something look a little bit better. But the problem is now what I do with it. The plan was originally to break it. It's got all the bits I need for my 90 to get that perfect. It's got a nice dash, loads of other bits, and yeah, I could get my 90 just the way I want it. And then I could sell off the rest of it and get all my money back. So that's one option. The other option is I quite fancy having a 110 too. So do I save it? You know, is it worth saving? I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you think this is worth saving, or should I break it? And then if I do save it, what do I do with it? I mean, she's not actually that bad. Most project Land Rovers you buy will need a new chassis. They'll need new doors, they'll need the footwells done, they'll need the seat box done, and that's what this needs. Oh, and a better engine. So as rough as this one is, it's not any worse than your average project Land Rover, apart from it's missing doors and the bumper's quite crusty. It just, yeah, it doesn't look great. So yeah, I could do that, you know, but it wouldn't happen anytime soon. It would be at the back of the queue. I've got my Series 3 and my 90 to finish, plus a little kit car that I've got inside the shed there. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be nice. Stick a 200 TDI, or I could go a step further, maybe a BMW M57 engine with an auto box. That'd be pretty nice. I'm pretty, I don't know, pretty sure that I don't need another project. But then at the same time, can you have enough projects? You know, keeps you out of trouble. Let me know what you think, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they say you're supposed to collect them all. No, maybe that's Pokemon. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. My only problem is now is where do I park it? I need to park it somewhere where my folks don't see it as soon as they get back from their holiday. I don't want them to see it straight away. I want them to talk to me for a little bit at least. Let me know how their holiday went, and then of course, you know, they'll expect that I bought something, they'll go and find it, and then they will stop talking to me. But that's fine. I can deal with that. Yeah, maybe I'll stick on those trees down there.